All right, guys, welcome to another build video on Rogue. Today, we are going to be focusing on a range build. I promised you all I would get a couple of these out before launch, and we are definitely within that 48-hour mark. We are very, very, very excited. The hype train is real. Got a lot of great updates today. A lot of great stuff coming out. But anyway, wanted to go over my shotgun sniper build, which is one that focuses on barrage. It's kind of here behind me. Like always, you will get all of these links here, but let's go ahead and dive in and take a look at the shotgun sniper. So let's first off take a look at our skills and our aspects that we want to be looking for as we go out here. Again, guys, take all of this with a grain of salt. These are just leveling builds, right? These are nothing special. They're pretty common out there. I'm putting these out there because I am, like I said, a weekend warrior like you guys. I was able to participate in both of the betas, and I did a lot of stuff with Rogue. I'm going to do other build guides as I continue to play the game and level up and interact with the community. But anyway, these are here for you to consume. Leveling, though, is pretty open, so you can use these if you want. If not, anyway, let's get into it. So again, our skills, we are going to be using Invigorating Strike for energy gain. Our range damage dealer for this is going to be Barrage. Then we're going to be using Poison Traps for our CC, crowd control. Then we're going to be using Dark Shroud for a little bit of damage mitigation. You can probably switch this out when you're leveling on tier 1 if you want to. When you get into the higher levels and you're trying to go for that world tier 2 and that dungeon, getting that capstone dungeon to go to world tier 3, you probably want to put Dark Shroud on just for the damage mitigation. But leveling out, you could probably sub this for another damage dealing skill, for an ultimate, or whatever you want. You could probably throw Ultimate Trap on here, or Shadow Clone works really well with the Barrage too. I just put this on here because I like to have a little bit more tanky, and plus your Barrage does a lot of really good damage. It paired with the Shadow Imbuement. We're going that for the AoE clear, and then we're going with Shadow Step for our mobility, just to get a little bit of damage there, because it pairs really nicely with the Shadow Trap. With the Poison Trap and getting in there. Specialization, as always, is Inner Sight. Very easy to with Forceful, with Invigorating Strike, and with Barrage to make sure that meter is always up. Then we're going to go with Branching Volleys as our aspect, is the one you're looking out for. You can also get this in Hawazar, in the Shadowed Plunge dungeon. This one gives Barrage as arrows a 15 to 25% chance to split into 2 arrows whenever they ricochet, which we'll get into. That is a really good one because it goes up exponentially. Then a couple of the other ones you could look out for: the Edge Master aspect. As all Edge Masters aspect, as always, skills deal up to 10 to 20% increased damage based on your primary resource. And because we're going to be generating rapid energy so rapidly, you're usually going to be at that 10 to 20%. And then you've got that Vengeful aspect. Lucky hit, making an enemy vulnerable, has up to a 30 to 50% chance to grant 3% increased critical strike for 3 seconds, up to 9%, which we are going to be making people vulnerable pretty consistently with the Shadow build, with the Shadows and with our Barrage. So let's go ahead and dive into our skill tree here. Now, Invigorating Strikes is a pretty good one for this one. You could also go with Puncture if you want to go full range. That Invigorating Strike is good, though, just to get a couple stabs in while they're in your Poison Trap, and then you can dip out with Shadow Strike and throw your Barrage. Barrage is a pretty medium range skill. You are going to be able to stab people and then barrage them, stab, barrage. So this actually works pretty good. As we get on here, here's our main, again, damage dealing all the way down into improved. Shadow Step for mobility, again, Poison Trap for CC and whatnot. But let's go ahead, and now I'm going to do what I do in all my videos, is we're going to clear this bad boy out, and we're going to walk through each of our choices as we get through here, so you can see as we do. So level 1, once we hit level 2, we're going to take that first Invigorating Strike, and then we're going to take Enhanced Invigorating Strike, so that way we're getting that additional energy increase to injured and crowd-controlled enemies, because injured enemies are always all over the map. Then we're going to take our Barrage once we get access to our core skill tree. So, boop, take 1 point into the Barrage. Then we're going to take Enhanced, and then we're going to take Improved Barrage here. So now we're getting that up to 5 arrows that expand outwards, dealing 21%. Each arrow has a 20% chance to ricochet off an enemy up to 1 time. Ricochets deal 40% of that base damage. Then Now we are getting 100% of that damage, 100% ricochet chance on vulnerable enemies or on a critical strike, which is really nice. And then also we're getting that improved barrage, which makes vulnerable enemies vulnerable every third cast for 2 seconds, which pairs. So that means every third cast of barrage, we're going to be getting 100% ricochet, which is really nice here. Now, then we're going to come up, and normally what I would do here is take fundamental invigorating strike, but I'm not going to take that here because this is being kind of buggy and refunding skills. Nobody's fault. I think it's just the browser I'm using. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one. Normally you would switch off of your fundamental to your primary at level 20 when you switch from combo points to inner sight. But for now, we're just going to take that one so we can continue on with the build video. So that takes us through level 7. Now we're going to go focus on our agility skills. So we're going to go grab our shadow step so we can jump around the map a little bit. Then once we get shadow step, we are going to come back up here and we are going to take 4 points in barrage, which will open up our subterfuge skills, where we are then going to take poison trap so we can start to get some crowd control, because we're going to need it as we start getting into these levels, right? As we start getting into level 13, 14, 15, enemies are going to start getting a little bit more dense. We're going to start doing some other activities on the map. Then we're going to take enhanced poison trap, right, to make sure that we are getting some more CC and we're getting some more time to reposition ourselves as we can get there. Now, here is where you can take something else if you want to take a dash, if you want to take caltrip so you can have more CC. If you want to start working into weapon mastery, you can here. Completely up to you based on how you want to do it. Again, I enjoy taking a little bit of tankiness just so I have that. So I'm going to work in this build into Dark Shroud. Then I'm going to take Enhanced Dark Shroud. And then as always, I'm going to take that movement speed for every shadow that I have up. I'm getting that 4%. So that way I'm able to reposition around the map pretty easily. That's then going to open up our imbuement tree. We're going to take shadow with this build so we can get that AoE clear as we work our way down here. Enhanced imbuement, and then we're going to take blended. So that way all of those explosions make everybody vulnerable. So that way we are always getting that 100% ricochet chance against people as we get in there. So then after we take our blended shadow, we are going to, at this point, we're going to be level 20. So you're going to want to switch from combo points into inner sight. So that way you always get that as you're building those targets. And Barrage is very good at hitting multiple targets. You're going to be able to always hit that energy and always be at that massive 4 second. I know that doesn't sound like a long time, guys. That 4 second unlimited energy really helps boss clear and really makes Rogue shine with these types of builds with their high single damage. Also at this point, if you remember a minute ago, we're going to switch from fundamental to primary at level 20. Again, it's being a little glitchy. For some reason, it's not letting me do that right now. So there. Then we are going to take 1 point into Shadow Crash. So we get that lucky hit. Shadow damage has up a 10% chance to stun. And then we are going to take 3 points, 1, 2, 3, into Consuming Shadows. So that way we are getting energy back every time we kill somebody with those. After we take our energy back every time we kill somebody with a shadow explosion, then we're going to come down and we're going to take our 3 points into Innervation just to continue being able to keep our energy high and keep our spam of Barrage up so we do not have to use our Invigorating Strikes all that much. Then once we take Veneration, we're going to come over here to Adrenaline Rush. We're going to take that 5% increased energy regeneration while moving, because we are always moving in this build, always repositioning, always moving around our poison traps, always making sure we're dropping people in those poison traps and keeping them stunned, knocked down, and then hitting them with Barrage. Then we're going to come down here. We're going to take 3 points into Haste. 1, 2, 3. Then we are going to drop once we get our 3 points into Haste, so we're getting that maximum energy gain and attack speed out of there. We're going to come back up here and we are going to take Countering Poison Traps. So now we're basically getting a 1 in 3 chance of Poison Trap, knocking our Shadow Imbuement down to knocking the cooldown off of that, which this is really good. I played with this a lot in the beta, which is a lot of fun, right? So, 1 in 3 chance. So you're always proccing Poison Trap. So there's a 30% chance if you're having Poison Traps all over the place, you've got a very high chance. Each poison trap has a 30% chance. So if you've got 4 poison traps down, each one of those is giving you 30% to reset your imbuement skill. So you can basically almost have 100% uptime on your shadow imbuement, which means you're just going to be blowing everybody up, which is pretty phenomenal. Then once we get our countering one, we're going to come back up here and we're going to take enhanced shadow step. And then we are going to take our methodical shadow step, so that way we can get some stuns in there as we are jumping around the map with shadow step, which is really nice. Then from there, we are going to have our passives open and we are going to take precision. There could be an argument made that you could take exposure here, but you are not, just to get the cooldowns on your poison trap. Again, I don't think that really is that big a deal. I think the critical strikes with marksman skills grant you precision, and then that big explosion that you get on the stacks of precision is where you want to go here, because you are always going to be using those marksman skills in barrage. They're going to hit a lot of people, and you're always going to get to blow people up with that. So we're going to take precision. Then we're going to come up into trap mastery, and we're going to take 3 points there. Then we are going to come back up to exploit, and we're going to take 3 points into exploit. Then we are going to jump back up, and exploit is just great because it gives us a great opening volley against enemies. Then we're going to come up and we're going to take 3 points into concussive. So that way, as we're knocking enemies back and knocking them down, we're getting, again, a 15% critical increased strike chance here, which is great. And remember, from our poison trap skills, poison traps knock enemies down for 1.5 seconds when it activates. So second they go down, we're hitting them with barrage. Then we're going to come up. We are going to take a point of our sturdy up here, right? Then we are going to come down and we're going to take our 3 points into siphoning strike. And that gives us 1 point left as we hit level 50 or level 49 to throw into malice. And then that will take us to level 50. And once we get to level 50, we're going to get our first Paragon point. I don't know enough about the Paragon system. I haven't gotten to play with it. You guys can go check out any of the amazing streamers that I referenced in my resources video for us that talk about Paragon. I'm going to be doing some videos on Paragon once I get there. I haven't got to play around with it yet. I can only theory craft and do what I can on the builds. I don't have any firsthand experience with it, and I don't like doing videos that I haven't actually got to use a system yet on, even though we can get into the Paragon boards on this. I can theory craft to where I want to go, but until I've actually played with it and seen how it works in the wild, I'm going to reserve my judgment. But you can go watch Veiled Shot. You can go watch any of the max roll guys. They will get you squared away with that. So then from there, we now have 10 more points, and these are from Renown. You can really use these however you want. This is just from going around and clearing the map. So keep that in mind. So next, what I will probably do then is I will come in here and finish Malice, just so I get that extra 9% increased damage against vulnerable enemies. Then I'm going to come back down here and I'm going to take Deadly Venom, just so I'm dealing 3% increased poison damage. That's, 3% doesn't sound like a lot, but when you stack skills and stack gear, and then you're doing that over a amount of time, that adds up. Then I'm going to take a point into Alchemic Advantage, right, which gives us the attack speed against, you gain 1% increased attack speed for each enemy you've poisoned. So we're getting our poison trap down. If we drop that in a group of 10 enemies, then guess what? 10% attack speed. Pretty awesome, right? And as we continue to lay those down, then we're going to go over here. We're going to take Debilitating Toxins. I'm going to take 3 of those. So poison enemies deal 15% less damage. Again, that's a survivability thing that is really good, that pairs nicely with this. So everybody that's poisoned, when they get close to you, because you're inevitably going to get hit in this game, no matter how hard you try not to, you're going to get hit. So survivability is always a good thing. Then from there, you're going to take your Weapon Mastery to finish it off, and then be right at your Paragon levels. But we're not, like I said, we're not going to get into those. So guys, that is our shotgun sniper build. Again, here's a look at the gear and the stats. We're looking for the branching aspect of ranged volleys, edge masters, and our vengeful aspect. As always, thank you very much for hanging out with me. I'm going to get a couple more of these done, and we will see you in Sanctuary here in a couple, almost 24 hours now at this point, as we're recording this video. Anyway, if you like these, as always, hit that subscribe button and that little bell down at the bottom. It helps me out, get these in the algorithm, and helps me continue doing this for y'all, which I absolutely love doing. Anyway, y'all have a good day, night, evening, afternoon, whatever it may be. We'll see you next time. Take care.